All right, good morning, everybody. I am David Peyton. I am the director of Clemson's brand new Masters of Science in Sports Business and Analytics. All right, so we're in an environment here with entrepreneurs. And one of the things that entrepreneurs are always involved with is risk and taking chances and coming around and going, okay, I'm not sure about this. This is the first time we're going to do something. And I want you to congratulate these students because they're taking a risk on us. It's the first cohort that we've ever had at Clemson University. We sold the program on a few things I'm going to talk about here shortly. But I want you to understand these people are not risk averse. They're taking a chance on me. They're taking a chance on the university. They're taking a chance on the program. And they're taking a chance on their career. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of fear here, and there's a lot of risk taking here that they're taking on their own. And and it costs money to come to college. So they're spending a lot of financial dollars here as well. So I just want to thank them for being here. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about it. So why? Click. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to develop champions off the field. Clemson is an environment of sports champions. Now, I know a lot of my students and people were here last night. If you were in here last night to hear a lot of the testimonies of people who are from Clemson or are involved with Clemson, what you have and what you hear are nothing but championship mentalities. And I like to use the scenario of training versus trying. In that training versus trying, we have athletes in the room. We've had people who were former athletes. And there's a difference between training and trying. First of all, when you train, you do the stuff that nobody else wants to do. You're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're training, you're physically doing the body, you're having a diet. You can't have the ice cream that you wanted to make sure that you're getting the nourishment that you need so that you can do and perform. And you're weightlifting, you're doing the running, all of that stuff is training. Well, we're trying to prepare these young people here not only in their physical bodies, but also in their mental, and give them the tools that they need to be successful on the outside. Hey, they're representing Clemson, yes? And what is more important than the paw? The 1 o'clock paw, I'm reminded of it. So here we go. We have a championship mentality. And whether it's soccer, baseball, basketball, football, it does not matter. Our goal in this university is to be the best. It's my goal to have the #1 Masters of Science program in the country. This is our first year. It's going to be a little bit of few roadblocks, but as a whole, we still have that vision to be #1. We want to have that championship mentality. Okay. So how are we doing this? What we have is we have a synergistic program. First of all, what we're trying to do is we're applying a lot of the MBA principles. A lot of these courses that these students are taking have the MBA, so they're getting the business aspect of it. And what they're trying to do here is take an MBA program, add a little bit of sports to it so they understand what return on investment is. They understand what capital investments, they understand what an asset is. They understand all those things that would help them prepare for the sports world. So what we do is we use business analytics. Everybody knows today, in today's modern world with analytics, it's kind of becoming to the forefront. Making business decisions, making data-driven decisions. And so that's what we're trying to train them to do. And so what we also want to do is we want to do athletic performance. We're doing a mix of business and athletic performance. And when you have that mix, what you have is you have a well-rounded employee who understands what that athlete is doing, who understands how it impacts the business. So that's what we're trying to do. And also, Coach Jim here last year asked me a question. He says, David, it's 4th and 3 on the 38-yard line. In the analytics say to go for it. What do you say? And I remember that question so well because I want you to understand something. We train these guys to use data to help make decisions, and that's based upon optimization. It's not always real world because what happens here is this, and when there's a last stage of analytics, which is called wisdom, okay? One thing that coaches a lot of times have is that wisdom component that says, okay, well, the 4th down and 3 on the 38-yard line, well, it says to go for it, but what the analytics doesn't say is the left tackle over here has been getting his butt kicked all day. The quarterback's been throwing up. The right tackle has, marital issues. And all those things that the coaches are getting, they're not getting in the data analytics. So when I hear Kirk Herbstreit, no offense to Kirk Herbstreit, I'm sure he's a great guy. One of his students, one of his sons is at our university. When I hear them say the analytics say, I kind of go, oh, you're not getting the whole picture. So it's one thing, that's why the human element of coaching is so well. But our job is to give the coaches, to give the athletic leadership and executive leadership the best possible based upon optimized data. Now, we're trying to equip these students with future. That's what we're trying to do. The world is changing, is it not? I mean, those of you who are a little bit younger even than I am, I'm an old guy up here. I'm probably one of the oldest people here in this room. And I can remember, I'm dating myself, I programmed F-14 and A-6 aircraft with paper tape, punch cards. And then we went to floppy disk. Some of you guys remember floppy disk. Well, today these students here today are going to be dealing with things in the future, such as AI. How are we preparing them for that? And we are, okay? So that's kind of what we're doing. So we're trying to look at market insights and trends, technology integration. They're going to go through project management next month, which is going to be a lot of that. How to understand industry challenges and sports challenges that they're dealing with. And also, I teach a lot of stuff based upon decisions. Okay, if I say linear programming in here, I probably lost most of you in the room. If I say R squared, I lost most of you in the room. But here's what happens. I want these people here to know how to communicate that to people who are my age, who are people who have never had a business course. The way that they can help when they make a decision, it's based upon fact, it's based upon data, and so forth. And also right here, right now, this is one of the key elements that we're trying to get them to do. There's nothing like, I know that I'm talking to a lot of sports people here, but I also talk to a lot of industry leaders outside the sports realm. And the first thing they tell me, they say, Dave, we got to get these students to learn how to talk. We got to get them out of their phone. We've got to get them face to face and how to learn to have the art of conversation. And that's one of the things, guys, when you come to my class, you will not have a phone on. And your computer will be down and you will be having conversation. Is that not right? You'll have conversations because I want them to learn that networking is key. Learn how to talk. And you guys have been wonderfully emphasizing it for a while. And I just want to make sure that you do it. Entrepreneur. Everybody here is an entrepreneur. Everybody here is an entrepreneur. We're selling ourselves. We're selling anything that we do. And that's what we're trying to get them to do. Have that entrepreneur mindset. Be creative. Don't just fall inside the box, but find ways to do things outside the box that might help the organization. Learn how to take risks and chances. Okay. So who does this benefit? First of all, we're trying to help benefit the students. Listen, these are my customers. I'm trying to give them the best education possible with specialized knowledge in the sports business, helping them learn how to make data decisions, and also how to talk to coach here. How to say, coach, well, this is an optimized value. This is based upon the data that we have, consider other things. And, we have this statement in the data world, garbage in, garbage out. If your garbage is going into the computer, you got garbage coming out. And so we want to make sure that these students have an awareness of that kind of concept. And also, the tiger paw, personal brand. We want them, when they leave Clemson University, to represent Clemson University. And we want the people out there to know what they're getting from this university. So that goes into how do we have benefiting the university. So we have a brand. You can go around the country, around the world, and you're going to see the tiger paw and immediately know it's Clemson, right? Power of the paw. That's all I've heard since I've been here. I am not a Clemson graduate, but I'm going to tell you, I'm all in here. This is my family now. I'm what do you say, adopted? I'm adopted here, so I like it. We're trying to attract top talent. Listen, these guys were selected. These guys were selected. They didn't just come in and say, okay, we can come in. We selected them. They're handpicked. So that's what we're trying to do, get the top talent, okay? We want them involved with you, and that's why they're coming here, and that's why they're supposed to be here. One of the things, too, the industry. We just had a conversation yesterday with Christy Coleman, who is the Carolina Panther CEO. And one of the things we want to do is we want to get these people in their face, and we want them to be the new face of the new generation of analysts that are going out to the world and going, hey, you know, I want that Clemson guy. I want that Clemson girl. I want that person from that university, because I know when they come to my industry or my business that they're going to be performers and they're going to do good jobs. Stakeholders, basically everybody involved. What we're trying to do here is that anybody that's involved with these young people and in our program, we want you to know that we're doing our best to give you the best. Okay, again, these people were hand selected. It was based upon their desire. It was based upon their resume that they've already had, and also their academic credentials. Those were the three key things that we looked at. Their reference was, most of their references were spectacular. So these young people that we have here are not just mediocre. They're high quality, they're champions, and what do we say in my class typically? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, come on. This is a room full of champions here. Oh, hell yeah, be warriors.
Okay, good morning. Just a quick overview. My name is John DesJardins. I'm the current interim director for the Robert H. Brooks Sports Science Institute. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and tell you how you can basically either better engage or engage more fully in all that you are passionate about. So the Brooks Sports Science Institute, basically, how many people love sports? I hope everybody in the room here loves sports. Yes. How many people in the room are learning with sports as their passion? Excellent. Everybody in the room. Great. How many people in the room currently are living that passion in a professional career right now? Hopefully everybody in the room that has got a job, right? Imagine that, right? Imagine if you are a student or someone in the general population who loves sports, but that's it. That's all they're doing, right? They're loving just absorbing sports. What we're doing at the Brooks Sports Science Institute is we're trying to find pathways for students who love sports, people in the community who love sports, to better engage with what we're doing here on campus. Next slide. Good. So, sports entrepreneurship, sports marketing, we have 50 plus students in the room doing that, right? What about the engineer? What's the poor engineer supposed to do with their love of sports? Right? What about the scientists? What about the chemists? How can they? And they'll probably go through their time at Clemson just going to a football game and enjoying that, but never really understanding how they can better engage with sports as their passion in their learning and into their professional career. I'm a mechanical engineer by training, bioengineer, and a faculty in the bioengineering department. There's nothing for me in sports. Wrong. All right, so we're trying to break that down, make it a little bit more digestible. And so through the Robert H. Brooks Sports Science Institute, we've identified 4 key pillars that hopefully are a little more digestible to our general audience. So if you love sports performance and you think, I really want to know about why sports is so successful, how athletes can be more successful, how do they train better, how do they learn better, all of these things, the sports performance side of things is where you might go. If you're into data analytics, that's probably where you're sitting right now, right? What about the education? What about the training, the cognition side of things? If you're an education major, people have to learn. They have to learn about this thing called sports, right? We have the community engagement. That's the business side of sports. There are people who study architecture so they can design better stadiums. And you're like, oh, I never thought about that before. I love sports, but I'm an architect. How could I possibly become engaged in sports? Well, audience flow, fan engagement, all has to do with where your seat is and what you're looking at. So, and then the wellness side of things, the rehabilitation, physical therapy, all of that side of things that has to do with health and human welfare side of things. So there is something for everyone in sports. And it's just a matter of whether you can engage with that and learn what the opportunities are on our campus, in the community, and for your professional careers. Next slide, please. So we have assembled a group of faculty here on Clemson's campus who span all of those disciplines. And they are multidisciplinary. They're in all of the colleges. And we've currently been feeding them, faculty, like a couple of things, their diets. One, they like money. They like funding because they do research. Faculty do research. And if we can engage with them in things that they're passionate about, these are our passionate faculty members who identify as loving sports. And they love sports in the area of accounting. You're like, what? They love sports in the area of horses and computing and mechanical engineering and bioengineering. We have the Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Management Group, which is rather large. All of these faculty have self-identified and become faculty fellows with the Brooks Sports Science Institute, and they are currently engaged in research and teaching related to sports. So if you have another interest, if you have a general interest, if you are a mechanical engineering alumni and you want to know how to get better re-engaged with what's happening on campus, we have the Launchpad, absolutely. We have faculty who are teaching or want to teach a new course or want someone from industry or from the community to come and talk with students. So large network of people, we're funding them, and they're doing cutting edge research in the area of sports. Next slide, please. They also have partnerships. So through the diversity of who we have as faculty, we engage with professional I might have just hit the button, sorry. Just testing. They engage with our community partners, and they receive grants through and work collaboratively with. So these are opportunities for students who work with these faculty and faculty who work with Launchpad to network even more thoroughly and have all of these opportunities come to bear, not just for engagement, but for future jobs. So these faculty work with these groups, and these are opportunities for you as students to say, oh, I've always really wanted to work with the Savannah Bananas. How do I do that? Well, we can put you in place with the faculty that currently have that collaboration. Next slide. They also do startups. So our faculty are entrepreneurial. They're living the dream while still having a faculty job. And so you don't necessarily have to go leave Clemson before you can engage with a company. You can work with these faculty in their startups. And while they're being passionate about their startups, and have our faculty collaborate with Launchpad to live the dream of entrepreneurship right here on campus. And last but not least, next slide, we have a few classes that are taking place here at Clemson. So y'all are currently engaged in the marketing side of things. We have over 2,500 students each semester that are currently taking a class that has the word sport or athletics in it. These are classes that you as collaborators, as external advisors can come in and talk to a group of like-minded or future employees. So if you want to talk about sports engineering or the physics of sport or nutrition and physical activity, anything, we have a class for you. And if you're currently taking classes right now and you're really looking for an elective, you don't have to take a class that you're not passionate about. Go take one of these classes that has to do with sports from a different side of things, a different discipline. So lots of opportunities there, lots of colleges and departments being represented there. And this is probably a subgroup. And if you're a faculty member in the audience and I don't have your class listed here, I apologize, the slide became too dense, but not to exclude you. Next slide. And let's not forget all the fun things that we do here at Clemson as well. We have a lot of intramural sports. that are, not at the collegiate level, but people just having fun. 6,000 students doing that, 33 club sports, a little higher level, got a lot of leisure skills. And then we have the student clubs. These clubs get organizational funding. They are part of the Clemson system. As part of the Brooks Sports Science Institute, we offer travel grants for students who are involved in sports and sports-related activities. We have internships through the Brooks Sports Science Institute. Launchpad has those as well, internships for students that are paid, as well as student scholarships. So every one of the faculty members that's part of a department that is represented through the Brooks Sports Science Institute, we offer a scholarship to them every year. So if you need money, if you need opportunity, if you need a job, come see us and network with us. How can you network with us? Next slide, please. Every year, well, second year in a row, we're having the Recess Symposium, which is the Research and Creative Endeavors in the Sports Sciences Symposium. This is going to be a week-long thing in November where we're going to offer tours for students, faculty, community to come see all of the different facilities that are represented by all of these faculty members. So if you want to go take a tour of CUI car and see where they're making the IndyCar, if you want to go see where we do helmet impact testing, if you want to go see where the Social Media Listening Center is, all of these things are going to be on a tour over the course of this week. And then we're going to have faculty presenting their research in poster format every morning that week. So this will be advertised to everyone and through the Launchpad. We invite you to come out, just do one, network, do them all, network, come see our videos, network, and take advantage of learning more about what we're doing here at Clemson across the disciplines in the area of the sports sciences. That's all I have. Reach out for us for more information. We have a table in the back with more information, a pamphlet you can take on all of the faculty that are engaged in doing these activities, and have a great day. Thank you so much.